Hey y'all, it's Jess. It's Jess Talks. And this is episode 32. And we're talking with Mr. Torey Alexander. And he's going to give us his story and why he is consistent in what he does for his business. So,
Hello, everybody. My name is Torey Alexander. I own G-Tech IT and Business Solutions. Speak up.
yeah.
The reason why I'm consistent is really because of my customers. I don't want to let them down. I don't want to let my friends down. I don't want to let the people, that support me down. That's the reason why I'm consistent. What I do to keep myself consistent and keep myself ahead of the curve is, I use different tools to manage my time and my resources in order to, make sure that my customers are happy. Basically.
Okay, so how do you decide what kind of clientele you're looking for? Especially, tell the people what your business is, first of all.
So, so G-Tech is a done-for-you marketing company. So we offer different types of marketing services. Our specialty is strategy and web design.
Okay, so if I'm just starting a business, like I know nothing about my business, how can you help me?
It really depends on what type of business that you operate, but the main way that we can help you is by helping you to bring in clientele,
Okay, so
lead generation.
got you. So if I'm a makeup artist, how can you help me with making a decision of how I'm supposed to reach my clientele? Like, how do I know who's my clientele?
Basically, we would do an exercise to figure out who your target market is, your target demographic, your ideal client avatar,
Okay.
and we come up with a strategy to reach that person or that ideal person and get them to continue to come to you for either content, resources, or product.
Got you. So my avatar. So that means we're gonna draw up a fake cartoon. No, I'm being for real because if I've never ran a business, I have no idea what you're saying when you say avatar.
So
I'm thinking of, layman terms. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, and they ask me, do I want to create an avatar?
I got you. So your ideal client avatar is the ideal person that you would like to do business with.
Got you.
Whether that's barbershops, hair care people,
Okay.
restaurants, whoever your ideal customer is, that's what that client avatar is.
Got you. Okay. So I appreciate you for breaking it down. And I know this sounds funny because of course, this amazing man and his company assisted me with building my website for PurposeDosesByJess.com, my beauty consulting business. So shout outs to him and his team for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Without you guys, I wouldn't have people booking me online. So thank you. But so I know plenty of people that are afraid to start a business, and it's mainly because they feel like they don't have the necessary tools to start a business. And so, what would you say to somebody that has no idea what they want their business to be?
That's a good question. If you don't know what you want your business to be, um, really you need to have some idea of what it is that you want to do.
Okay.
I feel like not knowing what your product is and starting a business would probably be a mistake. You probably spend a lot of time figuring out what it is that you don't want to do.
Gotcha.
So I think it's probably best before you get into business to figure out what it is that what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, and what it is that you that you actually want to do, what you feel like you can offer
Got you.
to the public or to your ideal client avatar, and have them continuously come back to you.
Okay, so come back to me. That means they are my real client. They're not just a customer for that moment. They're not just somebody that's my friend or they friend said that you have a business and your business is good.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
those are my
saying?
real customers.
Those are not real customers. Okay, so I'm saying this for a real reason. I know a few people that's in makeup. I know a few people that are in clothing line businesses and they have no idea how to get started. And so they were asking me. So I know they're gonna tap in and listen in because I told them that I was gonna have you today. So I'm excited. So applause to you for allowing us to have you on here today. So if I never started a business, if I'm trying to figure out what is my avatar, if I'm trying to figure out what is the resource that I need to actually put in place to know that I'm client, this is my client, this is my avatar. So what boxes would I need to check?
Um, Actually, that's a very pregnant question
Okay.
because it's really different for it depends on the product, and that has to do with the actual client.
Got you.
So it really depends. But mainly the boxes that I would check off, it would be, what is the utility and the service that you're offering,
Okay.
and is it something that people will come back and
Need again.
need again with,
Yeah.
if they
Okay.
would seek you out again.
Mhm.
So really, it's all about utility to me.
Okay.
But you can still sell something without utility.
Okay. So when you say utility for people that don't understand
It
the
has to have a
language.
use.
Okay.
It has to have a not necessarily a everyday use, but
Mhm.
it has to be important to the person that you're selling it to.
So something that I'm gonna need generally um, on more than one or two occasions.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I want to run a business and I want to sell drinks, what would they look like?
What kind of drinks?
Exactly. So I don't know. I just know people like to drink stuff. So how would I know if I need to sell alcohol, if I need to sell sodas, if I need to sell Kool-Aid, if I want to do smoothies? So that's the kind of thing I think a lot of times people be knowing kind of what they are interested in, but they don't know how to make it a business.
Yeah, you gotta dial down into your niche.
Yes. Okay. So one of my mentors told me when I was first starting to push my business was what is like you said, what is the resource that I'm going to give, and also why am I doing it? Because the why would be just as important as what's the resource. Because if I'm only doing it because I like to drink myself, how does that help my clients?
See, the why is very important because it defines everybody else. Everything else defines the who, what, when, where.
Got you. So
So
I'm writing a story essentially.
yeah, yep. You writing the story. You telling the story.
Telling a story. I'm telling the story. So when I will meet with a consultant such as yourself or anybody in your company, that would be what I need to have in front of me before I come to you.
No,
Or is there something you guys can work with me on?
that's my job.
Gotcha.
It's my job to figure out what your story is.
Gotcha. I
Tell
know
your
this
story
right. Come on, boys say that is their job.
for
So, so KRB, once again, I thank you guys as always for allowing me to be on your platform. You always looking out for your girl. And so like I told y'all last week and the week before that, I am gonna start playing more music. So y'all bear with me. I'm working on it. I'm getting better at it. But I'm still building up different things. So last time I gave y'all Can't Stop by Red Hot Chili Peppers. So today we're gonna start off with what I said. Oh, Let me see. No, I don't want to do that. Okay, no, I am. Soul to squeeze. So I'm gonna start off with soul to squeeze today, and so that's what we're gonna start off with for our listening team. So YouTube, I already told y'all, if y'all not tapping in on KERB online live, y'all are not gonna hear the music. So whatever, that's on y'all. So y'all tap in. So let me see. All right, so there we go. So once I'm gonna let him talk a little bit, y'all, because I'm working on doing better with my multitasking while I'm going live. So this gentleman, I met him years ago virtually, and so to see him in person has been amazing. He's given me all of the information that I've been seeking through online, as well as through our meetings, virtually through our meetings over the phone. And so seeing him in person has put everything together for me. And so I really appreciate it. So I just want to tell you, thank you for what you do. Thank you for the service that you provide to others. So
likewise, I appreciate
thank you,
you.
thank you. And if somebody is on here and they're scared to start their business, what would you tell them for the people that want to be an entrepreneur but they're not?
Jump off the porch.
Jump off the porch. Okay.
I mean, you can't be you can't be plagued by indecisiveness. You just need to go ahead and get out there and make some mistakes.
Okay.
That's the only way. Um, you can't make an omelet out without cracking the shell. So
Got you.
you got to figure out what's out there, first. So just go ahead and you got an idea of what it is that you want to do. Just go ahead and do it.
Do it. Boy, say like Nike. Just do it.
Yeah.
So I know it's funny, but it's serious because so many times, even now, even though I've been running my business for years now, it's still times where you feel like, well, why am I doing this? You know what I'm saying? Like I've done this, I've done this, I've done that, but it be feeling like at times you feel like you hit a wall, and it's like, what do you do if you're already running the business and you hit that wall? Like, what do you think that means?
Go back to why it is that you're doing that. Because I've hit that wall many times. I've burnt myself out many times. Having too many customers, bringing in too many different new services at one time, or just marketing for myself, and being on social media too much.
Gotcha.
It can burn you out. So you always have to go back to why you doing what it is that you're doing.
Okay.
That's the fuel.
Man, look, that's big because I myself, I had to go back and look at like old things I posted, like for when I first started running my social media pages for business purposes only. It was like, what was I putting on there, and it was driving people to come to my page. You know what I'm saying? So it was a real life, like going back over everything that I had ever done before now to try to figure out like what was wrong with what I did, like what made me change or what made me shift to a different way of doing it. And did it really help, or should I like go back to that? And so, like, if I'm looking at things I did prior to, or I'm remembering my why, how like do that mean I need to do what I did at first, or do it mean I just need to like kind of transition into a updated version of that, or would you say sometimes you just need to go back to what you did at first?
All right, so I'm gonna be honest with you. I try to stay away from the things that I did at first.
Gotcha.
I didn't mean that because when I go back to things that I developed maybe a year ago, 5 years ago,
Yeah.
a few months ago, I started to get self conscious
Gotcha.
because I'm always learning something new, and I'm always adding on to what it is that I've learned in the past. So if I go back and look at that stuff, I'd be like, man, this is old, and this is old.
Exactly.
That's not going to renew me.
Right.
My why I'm doing it, that's what renews me.
Gotcha.
So my reason why.
The reason why, not necessarily what I did at first,
Yes.
but why was I doing it at 1st?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's never going to change.
That's not gonna change because that's why I started it.
Yep.
We started this. We're gonna finish this. Okay. Cool. So let me see. We almost done with that. I'm getting better at this because I was messing this up at first. So, all right, KRB. Thank you for tapping in once again. Thank you for tuning in. And so we have Mr. Torey Alexander. He is giving us good pointers on our businesses, our websites, and how to market what we're doing. So, in order for us to have a business, people have to know you have a business. So, how do you push that, Mr. Alexander? Like, how do I tell people I have a business? What is the first step?
Brand recognition, a brand recognition campaign.
Okay.
So that really depends on the business, um, the product that the business is pushing,
Okay.
or products. So a brand recognition campaign could be, logo treatments, making sure that the customer recognizes the logo when they see it.
Okay.
Different commercials, getting the customer to understand what the business offer, getting the customer to um, understand the business's personality, because businesses
Got
have
you.
personalities.
Yes, yes. That's a
Um,
real thing. For sure.
so a brand recognition campaign, which will it it has a lot of different moving hands, but
Hmm.
that's the main thing that needs to happen first.
So, what would that look like? And how would I run a campaign? Like, what do that even mean?
Okay, so like I said, it's a lot of moving hands in a marketing campaign. So
Okay.
you have different types of marketing. You have email marketing. You have social media marketing. You have paid advertisements, um, paid traffic. You also have your website, which is a medium of marketing.
Hmm.
Um, so you would have to find a way to tie all these things together
Right.
and
To
um,
bring it alive, to make it pop out.
to bring it alive and make
Okay.
it pop out
Okay.
and get the customer to understand the brand's personality,
Hmm.
the tone of the brand, the language of the brand.
Got
Um,
you.
basic,
Language.
basically how you present yourself.
Yeah, and that's what I was just about to say. So, because like you said, every business has a personality, and so when you find that personality, then you know how to run the campaign, right?
Well, not necessarily find it, but
Okay.
define it.
Look at you. I know that's right. Okay, so I'm defining how I'm gonna run my campaign, why I'm running it, what I'm running it for, and then once I get those things together and I have my avatar, I'm ready, right? I can run the business.
Well, well, all right. So you define who you are and what it is that you offer.
Okay.
You define your customer avatar, so you know who it is that you're selling to.
Mm-hmm.
I would assume that you already have a product or service.
Yes.
So the next thing is implementation
Okay.
and running the campaign, reaching out to these people, doing your lead generation, talking to these people on whatever platform or medium that you talk to these people on,
Okay.
and getting them to start conversations with you so you can sell your products.
All right. So if I'm a new business and I want to push it out there, I want to run these campaigns. So would you advise putting myself in front of people physically, or do you feel like online is enough?
Really, well, first of all, you can't run the campaign if you're running a business.
Mm-hmm.
You 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 really need to delegate.
Okay.
Um, so let's just say that you
Come on, tell us, because we're trying to run a business and we need to know what we're trying to do.
let's say that you're in the business of selling bourbon or
Okay.
some kind of alcohol or something.
Because people like alcohol.
Right. Well, yo, your thing is you're the expert at making that.
Come on. Okay.
You're not the really the expert at selling it,
Okay.
or you're not the expert at making it look good so that somebody can come in and help you sell it.
Got you. Okay.
You're an expert craftsman.
Got
So
you.
you really need to bring somebody in to make your product look good, and then you also need to bring somebody in to help you sell your product because you're not a salesman
Got you.
and you are not a designer or a marketing manager or a product manager. You are in a creative space,
Got
and
you.
in order for your business
Thrive.
to thrive and for you to not experience burnout, like it's best for you not to put on hats that you really shouldn't wear.
Got you.
And in my opinion,
So I should be brand only. I shouldn't have to be the salesperson, the marketing person, the this person, or that. I shouldn't do all that to myself.
nah, you
Okay.
you made your business um creating this product.
Got you.
Continue to be in the creative space. Now you can still be the face of the business,
Right.
but you don't have to get out of your creative space to do all these
All the other
administrative
things.
things
Got you.
because you got to understand marketing is administrative.
Yes.
It's creative too, but it's also administrative, and like you don't want to inundate your time with things like that.
Got you.
In
Okay.
my opinion.
So, if you don't mind me asking, how many years have you been running businesses generally?
Um, so I started G Tech in 2006. It was another company before that.
Okay.
I started this company in college. Uh, it got me through college,
Okay.
and when I graduated, um, I dropped my partners that I picked up in college. And
Initially,
hmm?
like the first people you did business with at
Mhm.
first. Okay. Got you.
Yeah, they all have jobs now. All of them are doing very well now.
Yeah.
But staying in the business together, I was the only one on this trajectory.
Got you.
Um, they were
Okay, so somebody don't know what that mean. What does that mean?
what?
Trajectory.
Oh, I was the only one on this path.
Got you. Y'all see,
Uh,
I'm looking out for y'all.
so yeah, I was the only one on this pathway. So we just kind of split ways.
Got you.
So
And
most
that happens.
yeah.
It's not necessarily a negative thing,
Yeah,
right?
we kind of keep in contact with each other in social media and on LinkedIn. We're all still friends.
Mm-hmm.
But those guys are like CIOs of different companies.
Okay.
I'm not the type of guy that's going to be second to nobody.
Got you.
So
If you're not first, you're last.
yeah, and I'm not saying that those
No, I know. I'm messing with you.
are second to anybody. Like they are, at the top of the food chain
Yes.
in their industry. But to me, um, working in somebody else's company and building up somebody else's company it wasn't a move.
Got you.
So I I went this way.
Look, I ain't mad at you because I'm starting to think that doing something else with somebody else's company is showing up for me, and I'm doing my best to be patient with myself. But that's another story. We'll talk about that later. All right, so Mr. Alexander, once again, this man has been running this business in particular since 2006, correct?
Since 2006. Well, I've been running businesses since 2006. I started G Tech in 2012.
2012.
So it
Okay.
was level one graphics before this, and
Gotcha.
the focus was web
So
design.
G-Tech was the upgraded version of the other one.
No, G Tech was. So let me explain.
Okay, please.
So We started out as level one graphics,
Okay.
and that was actually the trajectory of a marketing company. We only did like graphics
Mm-hmm.
and websites.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
I started I separated from level one.
Okay.
Uh, like I said, all my partners were going in a different direction, and I saw more.
Okay.
Um, but my my field of expertise was networking. I was into hardware and software,
Okay.
not necessarily design and development. So
Gotcha.
I had to start from where I was.
Mm-hmm.
So I started getting contracts with other companies to develop software.
Gotcha.
Um, so um, I want to say after a couple years after we started G Tech, I think Nick and I made close to a half a million building software.
Okay.
Um, but I realized that it was taking up too much time. So
So you
that's
knew
when
you had to shift.
we had to shift,
Okay.
and
To continue having a business.
well, not to
But
continue having a business, but to be able to expand vertical and
oh, gotcha,
horizontal.
gotcha. All right.
So we started doing marketing,
Mm-hmm.
um, and we started paying for different classes or whatnot, and we realized that we had already been doing this for ourselves, and we realized that we were the experts, and a lot of other marketing companies were looking at what we were doing.
Okay.
So we just decided to develop our own program, and here we are now.
That's amazing.
In a
So,
nutshell.
but okay. So, how did you know? Well, what was the point from 2006 to 2012? How were you able to stay consistent and having that mindset of a business owner?
Man, uh, honestly, being afraid of failure.
Okay.
Um,
So that was a motivation tool.
if you want to call it that, um, I kind of feel like, fear sometimes boxes you in.
Okay.
Uh, it kind of boxes you in. Um, so I had to do things and put myself around people that would take me outside of myself and have me thinking differently than how I initially approached the project.
Okay.
And when I'm saying the project, I'm talking about my own business, not
Yes.
somebody
Not
else's.
somebody
Yeah.
else's. Okay. So your main goal when you started the business initially and presently is to assist people in enhancing their business.
Great.
Okay, so in the bulk, you are paying it forward for other businesses.
Yeah.
Look at you. You didn't even think of it like that.
No, I
You welcome. You know what I'm
didn't.
saying? So, but seriously though, that's so when I was sent to you through my business coach, and he was telling me how you could assist me with building, helping build my brand to points that it was not at that moment, but just putting it in a place where I felt like getting the assistance from your company helps me be more professional.
Yeah.
Did that make sense?
Mhm.
And so a lot of times it's like you people don't know you have a business until you have a business, but also nobody gonna treat your business like a business if you don't.
Right.
And so it was like getting in my mind, like being more consistent and trusting in my brand itself, trusting in my products, trusting in my services, and allowing myself to be a resource. So if I'm not aware of the areas that I need assistance in, how can I even grow to that point? And
Right.
so a lot of times people be like, oh, well, I don't want to pay nobody to be my coach. I don't want to get no mentor, like all of these things. And so, what about having a mentor, having coaches? Like, how do you feel like that assists a person with being consistent and like how to make it, it could to me being consistent in that avenue makes you either grow in your business or stay stagnant or end up not having a business. And so do you feel like that's important to be consistent with resources or
No, definitely. I feel like everybody needs a business coach
okay.
because you 9 times out of 10, unless you grew up in this, you are approaching this from um, you are approaching this with a mindset, a set of ignorance.
Got you.
And I'm not saying that to be disrespectful,
Yeah,
but you
of
don't
course, of
know.
course. When you don't
Um,
know, that means you're ignorant to that.
so my
Yes.
job is to help you um, save at least 3 years of making mistakes. I wish there was somebody there to keep me from, chasing my tail
Right.
for 3 years, but it wasn't. So my whole purpose of doing this is to help the people around me and that
Yes.
look like me to keep from, screwing up their first 3 years of being in
If
business.
possible.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I definitely did. I wasted a lot of resources those first 3 years, but luckily I had enough around me to where that really wasn't a waste. I was lucky,
Yeah.
and it wasn't money. I just had people around me that were willing to help me.
Got you.
Um, that were willing to work for me for little or nothing, if
Hmm.
not for free.
Right.
If I hadn't had those resources, I probably wouldn't be in business today because I didn't start off with a business coach.
Got you.
I didn't get a business coach until I hired my first intern, and that intern ended up becoming my business partner.
Got you.
Nicholas was my intern
Come
at
on,
first.
Dick. Shout out to Dick.
And Nick was the one who hired the business coach. If it wasn't for Nick,
Yeah.
that probably,
Cause Dick said we need some extra help.
yeah, yeah.
Dick said it was a lot. I know that's right. Come on, Dick. And so so the fact that you said that and you've been in business for so long, I think that's big because a lot of times people like, well, I don't want to give nobody this money. I don't want to share what I'm making with an outside person. But it's like you say,
That's ego.
it's okay.
You
Yeah.
gotta let that go.
You gotta let that go because it take money to make money.
Yeah.
So
If you don't give, you can't get.
if you don't give, you can't get. I know this right. Yes. Okay. So KRB, we're gonna tap in with you once again with um Can't Stop with Red Hot Chili Peppers. And this album was By the Way. So, YouTube, this man is passing out gems. So, if you want to run a business or you know somebody that's trying to run a business, how can they get to you? How can they reach out to you?
I have a booking link where I do free consultations where you can book my time on my website. My website is www.gtechteam.com. You can find the booking link on there. But if you want to just go to the link, it's www.gtechteam.com/book-a-call. Yep,
Oh, that's right.
book-a-call. So yeah, book a call.
Book a call. Look at you. All right. So, it's just, I'm so excited because you're on here. Let's start there. So, thank you.
I am too.
It's kind of like when so people have like people that they like look up to, like celebrities, like mentors, and like teachers, coaches, like all of that. And so for me to be able to have you on here is kind of like that kind of feeling
Oh,
because like I felt real slow prior to having my coach, then meeting y'all. I was just like, let's just do this shit, like whatever. But when I met y'all and I learned all of the resources that y'all could provide to me and help with my company, with my business, it was kind of like I feel like y'all saved the business. You know, like because it was to the point where I was like, if I don't do something else, it's not gonna be a business. Like it's just gonna be me doing these things that I'm doing and no real strategy, like no real plan. Um, like keeping books, like y'all showed me the importance of keeping my books, ensuring that I do my business taxes, like all of those things were just things that I heard of prior to doing business with y'all. So I just feel like somebody else needs to hear this information because I learned it. So I want to give it to other people.
Yeah, I'm glad we were able to add that type of value to your
Yes,
business.
thank you. I appreciate it.
And
um,
also, your coach is my client too.
look at that.
So just let your clients know.
Look, so it's full circle. It's the full circle for me always. Um, let me see. What it was something I wanted to ask you. So outside of your business, what do you feel like is important to be consistent in outside of your business?
um, well, for me, it's important to be consistent with the people around me. I'm pretty sure you guys hold me accountable for everything that I do and say. So it's important for me to always be Tory, you know,
Gotcha.
to to the people that I care about. So
Okay, and so I will go there because I have to because it's my platform. Okay, so with you saying that, do you feel like your mental health is imperative?
yeah, yeah, it's imperative, and even in what I do as far as work, because if I'm off my game, I'm in a creative space. If I'm off
Yes.
my game, I can't. I'm of no real service to you. I
Mm-hmm.
can't. I have no value to you.
Because you're not creating at that
I
point, right?
can't be creative if I'm in a negative space.
Y'all hear that? If your mental health is not up to par, you cannot do the things that you need to do. You can't do the things. You
Not on
just
the
can't
level
do
that
the
you
things.
need me to do it.
That
It's
okay.
it's it's going to be subpar. I can do
Mm-hmm.
it, but it's not going to be the same as what it was when I was in a positive space.
Got you. And that's important,
Yes,
especially when people paying you for that service.
most definitely.
So I feel it's something Jess had to learn the hard way. Okay. KRB, thank you guys once again for tapping in. So, Mr. Alexander was telling us about being consistent in areas outside of business. And one thing he mentioned was being consistent in himself, like being able to be him full self in the time of providing the services. Because when he is not his full self, mentally, emotionally, etc., he is not at 100% to provide the service. The service will be provided, but it may not be what they're used to. It's not going to be the energy that they need per se to get those things done because essentially he is coaching them through their business. He is helping them find out those things that they need to and be their resource for their clients, etc. So, what's one thing out of all the things that you do with your business, what's one thing that you had to stay consistent with that was difficult at one point? Like if you could think back to one thing that was difficult with being consistent when you started business.
Okay. Um, Most people are not going to be able to manage their time. Managing my time um, was very difficult when I first started this out
Okay.
because, well, first of all, you have a freedom that you don't always have.
Right.
Um, and on top of that, if you worked before,
Mm-hmm.
you know, well, basically, you have a freedom that you don't always have. So
You need to be able to hold yourself
you
accountable.
need to be able to hold yourself accountable.
It's a damn show.
So Nick, my intern, again, kind of helped me.
Baby, what is Nick? So I need to interview Nick
I know,
next,
right?
goddamn,
But
because
he kind of helped me with that, holding myself accountable for my time. I
right,
remember when we first started, one of the things that he told me was, bro, you can't do all these things that you're trying to do in one day. You can't do that. He was like, just pick three things and take those three things and do it.
right.
And once you're done with those three things, the next three things for tomorrow.
Come on
So that's been important to me. I want to say Nick told me that in probably in 2016 or 2014, and it stuck with me, to today. And that's why G Tech is where it is now. I don't try to bite off too much more than I can chew.
here. Come on here. So y'all, this here is Torey Alexander, and he runs a business called G Tech Services. And I'm saying it right?
G Tech IT and Business Solutions.
Okay, thank you correctly because it's your business. Okay, so so y'all tap in on YouTube. We're going live and we're doing our interview right now with Mr. Torey Alexander. So it's Jess and Just Talks. All right, so you have really given us a lot of information. And so those of you that want to run your business, tap in with this man, go to their website so you can learn this information because people won't know you have a business until you tell them you have a business, but also you have to know what kind of business you're trying to run and actually be professional. You have to be a professional in everything that you're doing because if you don't take your business seriously, nobody else will. And again, that is something that I had to learn just starting out. We'll push it out, try to have a more professional appearance in every way possible. And me building my website, well, they'll build the website. Because I most definitely did not do that part. But passing that, passing that responsibility to those that do this for a living, like that's what they do. That was one of the things that really assisted me, and it was a big load off because you want to make sure that people take you seriously. You want to make sure that people are knowing how to reach you, how to contact you, and how to receive those services or the products. And if you don't have a platform for them to go to, you don't have photos for them to run different things through, or even be able to pass your information, how are you going to be worldwide? The whole point is for everybody to have your services, everybody to be able to have access to your resources because you are running a business. This is not something that you just doing for fun. This is something that you want to make money and be able to create generational wealth. So that's why I wanted to ensure that I had this gentleman on here so he could tell y'all this information because that is important. I feel like it's important, especially when you try to do something real. Like if you just try to bullshit around, then hey, live your life, hustle, young blood, hustle. But if you really try to do something and make real moves for yourself, for your business, for your family, for your friends, because essentially you want to create a job for people. You want to create something for others where they can grow, where they can start their businesses, where they can help other people start a business because it's a community. Like business is a community, and we are doing this for a purpose. We going through this purposeful, and so if you're not gonna do it with a purpose, then why do it at all? Like why are we doing it? If we don't, if the why doesn't benefit others, then it's not gonna work anyway. Essentially, it's not a business. We're just doing some shit to say we did it. So y'all know I be cussing. I'm sorry, I'm working on it, but I do be cussing. So, once again, KERB, this gentleman is Torey Alexander, and you can find him on what social media can they find the information?
So you can follow me on Instagram at ToreyAlexander.com. That's
Okay.
at Torey Alexander Alexander. Or you can find my website at www.gtechteam.com. And the Instagram for the business is at GTech Team. And you can also find me on LinkedIn at Torey Alexander.
You get your notes right. So y'all, if you are on LinkedIn, get on there and follow him. If you're on Instagram, follow him. And what else you said?
Um, LinkedIn, Instagram, and
LinkedIn,
Facebook.
LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook.
But all my content is on LinkedIn.
Okay. So if y'all go on LinkedIn, that man information is on there. The company information is on there, and you need to get that so you can enhance your chances of building a better business, building a better future and generational wealth for what you're trying to do. Because we all got something to do. We all have a purpose. We all have something that we can provide. Especially in our community, black, brown, like it's so many things that we have to offer that no other culture does. And so the people can't get what we got if we don't put ourselves in front of them. So think about that. Continue paying it forward. Help somebody else. It's free to smile, to be encouraging, to be supportive. And for those things that you need to pay for, you need to pay for it. This is just, it's no way around it. You got to pay for what you need. You want people to pay for the services that you provide, then you need to pay for others to provide the services that they have for you. So it's just only the right way to do things. And what I was gonna ask you, we said a lot of stuff, but I had a lot of stuff in my brain. So if you were to set up a class for these services, what would you call that class?
Well, I actually I do have a class for these services.
Mm-hmm.
It's a program. It's a coaching program.
Come on,
Um,
y'all hear that? You see how I did that? Okay.
but it's really to help you prepare to be a business owner
Okay.
and run your business and find somebody or use us to take care of the marketing. So we kind of become your business partner
Come on.
when you bring us in for coaching. So it's not just you get a lot more than just coaching by partnering with us.
Okay. And so, is that something that's communicated through the introduction of the course?
That's communicated through the introduction of the consultation.
Come on here, consultation. Y'all see that? You gotta have consultations. You got to, because Jess Company is a beauty consultant business. If you don't communicate with me and we don't have the consultant meter, Jess is not your consultant. Jess is not going to be, because I don't want nobody to ever get the products or receive services from me and they don't fully understand the purpose of it. They don't know why it's going to help their skin, why it's going to help their hair. And so y'all heard it from my boy. You have to go through consultations in order to understand fully what you're trying to receive as far as services from whatever business or company. And so that is important. So I'm glad you said that. Look at you.
Yeah,
Giving this stuff.
that's really to make sure that I can add value to your platform or to your business because I'm not going to sit here and make it seem like I'm perfect and I can work with anybody. Like that's not true.
Right.
Um, you know who you can help and who you can't, and there are some people that I'm just not equipped to help. So the consultation is not only to protect me, it's to protect you. I don't want you giving me your money and I can't help you.
Okay.
So that's it's a two-way street with those consultations.
So you mean to tell me that you have turned down people's business before?
Yes.
Okay. And see, that's big because it's not a loss there, right? Because you made the decision based on you guys not being a good fit.
Well, I can't say that it's not a loss. It's not a loss for me
Gotcha.
because I'm the one who turned it down.
Uh-huh.
I can't say what it is for the person that sought me out,
Gotcha.
but based on I have questions that I ask before we even do a consultation,
Yes.
and
Somebody remember.
I had a cousin that went through this, and I have a pet peeve on urgency.
Okay.
Um, Based on his answer for the question about urgency, I knew that he wasn't my customer.
Got you.
So I had to.
So give me an example.
he didn't. I asked him about his urgency, and it wasn't really that urgent for him to get this done.
To start the business.
No, to start whatever service that he needed from me.
Okay, gotcha.
So that tells me that he didn't actually need the service, or he didn't have the money to pay for the service.
And that's important.
That's that's very important. I, it's one thing, helping somebody out,
Yeah.
but marketing costs money.
Yes.
It's an investment. I can't invest my money in your business unless I have ownership in your business.
Gotcha.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So I can't invest my money in your marketing campaign. If you don't have the money to afford my services, I can't.
Right.
So when we talk about urgency and somebody's not really urgent to jump off the porch, I know that this service is not really for them. They don't really need me.
So have you had people that were not ready at one point, but then they was ready?
Yeah, I've had plenty of people that would actually, seek me out. They go with a friend, and their friend wasn't capable of providing the service that they needed.
Yeah.
And they will come back to me.
But they thought at first that they could do it without you guys' resources and
I'm
knowledge,
not sure what they
or
thought.
you don't know. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. But I do know that they went with, somebody, and that's fine.
Right.
But and usually, for rework, I charge more.
Gotcha. Oh, come on, y'all heard that? Torey say the prices go up.
Yeah, the price. Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Got you.
But when you have to go behind somebody else's work,
and clean it up,
yeah,
you double working me at that
doing
point.
Double work.
Yes. Let that be a lesson, y'all. Man, I had a client like
Go ahead. That's what I'm here for.
So I had a client, and she gonna know who she is when I say it. I don't care. But this particular person, I was taking care of their hair. They was going through the process. They were going through the program I took them through to assist their scalp with the scalp treatment using Jess scalp and hair treatment. And first by Jess.com. Okay, so she was using the scalp treatment. It was assisting her with hair growth, providing fullness to her hair. Her hair was growing in length and in thickness, etc. And she decided, she got mad at me one time because her ends need to be trimmed. And I'm one of the people, I don't believe in just trimming people's ends for no reason, just because. You really have to have damaged ends for me to really just cut them, because other than that, we can treat them. Like, they can be treated. And so at this particular time, she had been going to other people, letting them braid her hair outside of me, which, that's her business. But her hair was damaged. They wasn't applying oils or anything to keep her hair from being dry in the process of it being braided, which essentially broke her hair off. And so I had to trim it. And one thing about getting your hair done, you can't rush the process. It's a process with everything. And so she was trying to rush what was taking place, and because she rushed it, she didn't have the outcome that she wanted. But I was most definitely telling her step by step why these things need to take place. And so in that event, she decided to stop coming to me. I'm fine with that. She stopped coming to me, and then down the line, 3-4 months later, she started losing her hair. And so guess what? She had to come back. And I most definitely had to adjust the price range in that event, because now I gotta start all over again. And we had made so much growth, literally, and then you made us go backwards. I didn't appreciate it at all. But it's one of those things. So thank you. Okay. So KERB, thank y'all once again for all that y'all do. Okay. All right. So YouTube, we're gonna catch y'all what I do on Motivation Monday, then Truthful Thursday, etc., etc. So, Mr. Torey Alexander, tell them one more time where they can find you.
www.gtechteam.com. If you need to book time, my booking link is there. My blog is there. I give a lot of information away for free, so check out my blog. You can check me out on Instagram and also LinkedIn. My LinkedIn and Instagram name is my name. My name is spelled TOREYALEXANDER. So just Google me.
I know this right. Boy, say Google him because you can't.
Mhm.
Okay, so on that note, I'm going to well, y'all know I like Avant, so I'm gonna play Avant. So I'm gonna leave y'all with Avant when it hurts. KRB. Okay, YouTube. I'm gonna see y'all later. Love y'all. Be blessed. Have a good Saturday, Sunday.